When you're born, can you be born with sauce, or do you acquire
No, you
sauce?
can't born with sauce.
You get sauce. You get sauce from.
How you gonna be born with seasoning? You gotta get seasoned. I wasn't born with all this sauce.
Hell yeah.
I had to acquire this sauce.
At the date of this video, young Don the Sauce God, or as we'll be calling him in this video, Don, started off his channel formerly called Don Hines Animations, and currently he is well known for his storytime drawn videos and his former speed paint videos, and he exploded in popularity sometime in like September and October of last year, and this year he reached 1 million subs. And recently, well, September of this current year, King Science made a video exposing Don for tracing, copying his style, faking his persona, and complaining about his success, which, from the list, it's actually a good set of topics for a video. But unfortunately, King Science didn't do a good job of researching those topics. Let's start with tracing. I once made a video about a tracer named Fox Goodman, and throughout the 18-minute video, I gave clear examples of him tracing, and of course, where he got it from. One of the first things you'll notice is his clear tracing of James's narrator poses. And an even more clearer trace can be seen in Growing Up Without Cable, as Fox traces this camera, shown in this scene. But if you look even more closely, you can tell which ones he fully traced and which ones he choppily traced. And thanks to the viewers, we actually found more examples of Fox Goodman tracing. However, in the video, he claimed that he didn't trace, only to retract his response in a response video, saying that he does trace and that he will keep tracing even more.
But I still am a clone channel though, and that is why I trace. Because I'm a clone. And I know what some of you guys may be thinking right now. The Odd Ones Out doesn't like clones. You're such a copycat. Be more original.
I was going to make a part 2 to his response, but since it was clear that he was trying to get attention,
I want to raise $100,000 out of this GoFundMe. 50 is going to be for me, Fox Goodman, and the other 50 is going to be for Matt Spicer. I am pretty sure Matt Spicer would agree to something like this. But if you are right, then you can keep every single dollar out of that GoFundMe. You can get paid $100,000 to publicly humiliate me.
I decided not to make a part 2. Instead, just mention him in like someone else's video. This one. Now here's the thing. Tech, which is a variation of King Science, which is like a username he previously had, claims that Don is tracing.
Let me just tell you, this guy is a serious tracer. You can literally look up any image in his animations and find it on Google.
Even though in his exposed video, he shows one example and then claims his entire channel is traced without further proof.
However, this loser's entire channel is traced images. No wonder he can post every week.
Here's the second thing. Unlike UTech, I bothered to watch his videos, and in his first speed paint video, he admits he likes to trace because he likes the look.
I don't ever see myself not tracing over the images just because I like how it looks. I like how realistic it looks, how much it looks like the actual person when you do it.
With such a clear example of Don proving that he traces, you would think that Tech would use it in a video. Also, it's very noticeable in Don's content, considering the frequent art style change, varying line quality, and use of stock images. But unlike Fox, I'll have to give some props to Don for admitting to tracing before anyone made a video about it. Although that still means he traces, and I hate him for that. However, in a recent collab with Alex Clark, he is shown drawing with him without tracing.
Oh, is this the bird we're going for over here?
No, this is her ear, Alex.
Okay.
My man's just sending shots at me already.
Oh, nice. You're doing the rapper earrings. I like that.
That's actually Jaden's thing. She got like, I think.
She does?
But like what I said for Fox Goodman, if you just do a live stream of you drawing, that would clear everything up. Wait a second. In Don's video, My Last Animation, which Tech told us not to watch because he said it was clickbait.
Don uploads a video by the name of My Last Animation. Don't watch it. It's clickbait. He basically says that his previous animation will be the last animation he makes on his own, which I call bullshit on. I think 3 for Tory is helping him make his videos.
First off, yeah, the video's clickbait. However, in the video, he showed his audience a previously privated video, and in the video, he said that he's now getting help to make content.
So I decided it was time to boss up and assemble a team of illustrators to help me make my animations. This way I can get more animations to you guys faster at a higher quality. Now, of course, this channel and my supporters mean everything to me, so I had to take my time while I was assembling this team. I had to make sure that whoever I hired...
However, if you look at the description of his video and check the end for any credits, despite saying that he now has a team of people working for him, he doesn't like to credit them for some reason. Or maybe they don't want their names associated with him. I once made a video solely about a guy who used to not properly credit people. So of course, there could be a case that his previous videos were not just made by him, and that he did have a team of people helping him, but unless nailed it, like an artist or artists makes a rough Russell rally behind it, then there's no real way of knowing that he actually hired an artist or two. So, but of course, when making an exposed video, it's best to only make claims that you can prove. Throughout his video, Tech claims that Don is copying his style, such as Don changing his name to I Love Sauce on Instagram, just like how Tech's username is I Love Psy, but in the video he says he's gonna let that slide.
And remember how I told you my name was I Love Psy on Instagram? So he changed his Instagram name to Mother I Love Sauce God. And in my head, I knew this stole that from me, but I told myself I'm gonna let it slide because there's plenty of other I Love insert name here accounts out there.
Because there's a lot of people with the same name. But he full-heartedly thinks that Don copied it from him.
And in my head, I knew this stole that from me.
So if it's something you can't prove, don't add it. Another thing that Tech complains about is creating a character with a crown, and that moments after Tech posted the picture of his character with a crown.
So I post the new name on my Instagram story, and I put a crown on my new animated character and show it to Instagram as well. Literally moments later, Don posts something on his story saying King in the caption, and then changes his animated character to have a fucking halo.
The problem with this is that at this point in time, Don was already calling himself Young Don the Sauce God.
What the fuck is up with her nose, dog? This story takes place either in the 4th or 5th grade.
So he was going to eventually change his character anyway to be more God-like, which is just the drawn character, so you getting pissy about a guy calling himself a god when you call yourself a king is just egos clashing, which we'll get into later. Another thing that Tech claims that Don is copying him is excuses. Tech got a laptop that broke shortly after he got it and said that he'd have his face in his next video. A week later, Don did the same thing.
I get a laptop finally. Make half an animation before it breaks. Tell my fans I'll have my face in the video along with animation since it was requested. Not even a week later, Don Hine posts on his Instagram the exact same Yo, what's up, Sauce Squad? My computer broke down and I had all my drawings of my animated character on it, so I'm gonna do something a little different than my regular videos. So I'll be putting my face in the camera along with the animations.
Which I guess that Tech forgets that Don has shown his face quite a lot in previous videos, and while it's probably a false statement that Don's laptop broke, you can't just be that narcissistic that every little thing that Don does revolves around you, Tech. Speaking of hair, Tech claims that Don copied his hair color.
I dyed my hair August 4th and posted it. He dyed his hair recently. I think it's the same red I did. I changed my animated character's hair from black to red. Wouldn't be surprised if he does that as well. I got a banger story to share with you guys. It's about the time I copied the off of a small YouTuber because I liked his style, but didn't want him to get big off of it first.
Which you really can't tell based on the pictures he compared, because he forgot to account for the variable light sources that may be emanating from the camera, the light outside, and the fact that there may have been like an Instagram filter or a Photoshop filter put over it, thus degrading and slightly changing the colors just a bit. But the more you look at it, the hairstyle is completely different. Tech has a high top with dreads, while Don has a taper with dreads. Also keeping in mind that Tech is mostly clean shaven, while Don has a beard. And even the clothing they show on their Instagrams are different. So anything in terms of copying Tech's style is baseless and just filler in the video. However, a fake persona is something to talk about. Tech mentions a few times in his video that Don has a fake persona, but never actually goes into detail about it.
Changed my entire persona and even sold my soul to the devil. Young Dick the Mustard Angel is a thief, a liar, a master manipulator, and a fake persona. Don't buy into his shit, along with the fact that all of his videos are about relationships with girls or stereotypical black stuff. Stole that from Swoozie 100%.
Another thing that Tech said was that,
So I decided to check his videos, and his whole persona has changed to this obviously stereotypical black dude. Keep in mind, this guy is from Jamaica. He doesn't even talk like this. He's nowhere near hood, nor is he from the hood.
in most of Don's videos take place in his home country of Jamaica, and he's not really hiding that fact.
So this takes place back in high school, back in Jamaica. Yeah, man.
But going back to his personality, his current persona matches more with hype culture, considering that Don likes to use the words squad and fam, and his general dialect is about spreading positivity, self-growth, and self-importance. So I'd rather Don be hype culture, where he brags on screen about being kind to people.
Like early on, right after I post, I like to reply to those comments because these are my diehard fans. These are the people who have my notifications on. They know the second I post a video, they know and they watch and they comment. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these. See, shit like this. Don, thank you for uploading. I had such a bad day at school. Hey, man.
Rather than brag about stealing, I guess. Wait a second. When he worked at McDonald's, he said that he stole a lot of cookies.
Almost everyone who worked there stole. And no, I don't mean money. I'm talking about food. Whether it was squeezing 13 nuggets into a 10-piece box, or putting an extra patty and some bacon on a burger, or my personal specialty, smuggling cookies into your pocket when the manager wasn't looking, stealing was just a part of the culture.
In Don's earlier videos, he had a more natural and only slightly exaggerated version of himself. A good example of this is seen in the video, I Stole His Crush.
And Jeff was one of the most obnoxious, annoying, just a garbage personality, really. And not in like an asshole way. He was nice, I guess. He just...
But when he retells the story in I Broke Her Heart,
So, back in like the 5th grade, there was this annoying ass kid in my class that we gonna call Jeff, and one day he decided to roast me, said I had a big head or something like that, which, although true, still pissed me off, so...
he isn't funny and is actually restricting his voice for a persona. And I do like his earlier content. Well, in terms of his personality. Because he wasn't trying to show off, and his ego was at a normal level. He seemed like a decent person and genuinely liked what he was doing. But when he got popular, he started to deepen his voice by talking softer and slower to give off the vibe of, I'm so serious and mature because I'm a big YouTuber.
Something new is in this room, something golden. Oh, that was ugly. That was an ugly ass. What the fuck was that? I don't fucking know.
In contrast to big YouTubers like The Odd Ones Out and Swoozy, which were inspirations to Young Don the Sauce God. Despite being big YouTubers, they didn't change their persona to something more serious and mature.
For what I speak is 100% real. Don't believe me? Just ask my pet eel. This guy is nuts. What?
Kissing is like one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, I'm a freak, I don't care who you tell. I'm just out here trying to provide the family-friendly content that Gotham needs.
They're just playing like a tweaked version of their personality. If only tech could have shown us examples of this fake persona instead of me having to explain it for you. I'll begin this section by reading a comment from Ice Coolio on a video I can't remember where I got it from. Why do people with static poses for 30 seconds in a copyright graphic background get mad at people for not animating and not being original? I bring this up because tech thinks that Don is sucking off many YouTubers and manipulating people.
Not only do I copy small YouTubers, but I sucked off a whole lot of big YouTubers to get where I am now. Young Dick the Mustard Angel is a thief, a liar, a master manipulator, and a fake persona. Don't buy into his
Even though the two people that he collabed with, it's Alex Clark and Sultan Sketches, collabed with him when he already had a large following. And he even noted that Sultan contacted Don 6 months prior to that video. But even then, he was still quite popular.
Literally a month later, he collaborated with the same animator I contacted the month before. Okay, pause. I just found something out. Apparently, Sultan had that audio 6 months before this, so this point doesn't count, I guess. Still, it was very weird that he put that out a month after. All the other points are valid, though. That one just shocked me.
And another person or persons that Tech mentions in his video is 3 Vittoriori. And he claims that Don is the leader of the group, which isn't true.
So I dug deeper. Don has a team of quote unquote brothers by the name of Three for Tory. I don't know how the you say it. It's a dumbass name. So they are a rap group and their music is predominantly trash. Like, it's worse than the worst mumble rap. Don being the leader of the team.
Three for Tori is actually a group of two friends of Don's from high school.
Meet Wyatt and Fee, otherwise known by their group's stage name, 340. Now, I became friends with Wyatt back in high school in Florida. We were teammates on our varsity basketball team, and
that started a rap group, which text says makes trash music. Then again, he doesn't give us an example of what they sound like, so we can't really tell if they're trash or not. The Boulevard, which in their YouTube description page says is actually a collaboration of Young Don the Sauce God and 3 for Tori. But on another note, Drake.
I checked and turned out he's being followed by Drake on Instagram. Young Don the Sauce God is affiliated with the biggest fake in the music industry, Drake himself.
Since Drake follows one of the members of Boulevard on Instagram, then he's all connected to this. First off, Don made a speed paint about Drake, and he probably followed Boulevard/Don after Don made a picture for him. Like, fan art? I mean, Drake is following 1,500 people. I'm sure some of them just like made something cool that Drake liked. Next in the video, well, not really next, but like around the same area, Tech mentions a channel called Dwayne and Jazz, whom frequently watch Don's content and reacts to it. And he points out that at the time, Don had like 10,000 subs, and he claims that either Don knows this couple or he's like paying them to react to his videos.
A channel by the name of Dwayne and Jazz has been reacting to Don's videos before he was even at 10,000 subscribers. And this reaction channel was near 1 million subs when they were reacting to his videos. My theory is that he knows them personally, or he's paying them to react to his videos.
And he also says that a channel with 1 million subs has no business reacting to a channel with 10,000 subs.
A react channel with almost 1 million subs has no business reacting to a guy with only 10,000 subscribers every single time he puts out a video.
Well, for one thing, maybe the reaction channel actually likes Don's videos, or they thought that, hey, this video got a lot of views, maybe I'll just keep watching his content since I get a lot of views from it.
I was not the flyest but you know what? I was okay.
Also, I remember that you tried contacting them, asking them to react to one of your videos, and they didn't respond.
I tried to contact them myself to see if they'd react to some of my videos, but no response.
Because probably you're not worth their time. There are many things to criticize Young Don the Sauce God for. From his inflated ego, his vastly changed personality, his morals and his advice that he gives people on Twitter, as well as his misleading titles, such as getting fired from McDonald's, part 1 and 2. As if you actually watch the video, he clearly states that he was a bad employee.
It honestly didn't matter where you put me. Oh, you want to put me on the grill? Sure, just don't expect any fresh burgers when you run out, dude. Cause you can bet your ass they will not be ready. Or even better, what's that you say? The Angus beef burger tray's full and we don't need any more because we probably won't sell any for a little while. Well, here's 10 more. Sorry.
And that he actually stole a lot from the company and technically quit rather than being fired.
Indicating that they did indeed fire my ass. But in actuality, I stopped showing up to work well before they stopped putting me on the schedule. Which in my book counts as me quitting. That said, I probably wasn't that far away from being fired anyways. For instance, I sucked.
However, The worst thing you can do when making a video about someone like Don is to misrepresent them or mislead the audience about them. Most of the anger that Tech has against Don is because he never responded back to him.
I don't remember. And I DM'd him, hey Don, I'm a YouTuber as well, a tech YouTuber, and I would love to do some collaborating with you because of your animating abilities. I want to incorporate some animations into my videos, but I have no tools to do so. Hit me up whenever, love to talk to you, keep up the good work. He sees the message and doesn't respond. And I'm thinking, well, damn, I DM him again in March, but this time he doesn't open the message.
And so I guess after that happening twice, Tech was like, there's a conspiracy going on here. And throughout the video, Tech constantly makes fun of Don, such as his voice, his appearance, his username, and his ego.
At the end of today's video, I'll be doing very special giveaways, so stay true to the end to see how you
and put your ugly face in the video. First of all, so he decides to rename himself Young Don the Sauce God.
What the kind of name is Sauce God? You the fucking god of barbecue sauce or something?
Even though Tech has kind of the same ego as Don.
Don't buy into his shit. Me, however, I actually do this on my own and animate on a phone. And you won't see me putting on some fake persona for some subs.
He pointed out that Don doesn't deserve the success he has, and because Tech properly animates his videos on his phone, that he should get more recognition. But if you actually look at Tech's channel, he's made several how to get followers on Instagram videos, Tech commercial parody videos, a meme video once in a while, storytime videos, and a speed paint. And if I remember correctly, Tech was raging on Don for tracing, but if you watch his speed paint video, Tech is literally tracing over a picture just like Don does. But in terms of overall channel worth, I can't really pinpoint what he makes. His channel is too varied in content to even recommend to anyone, which is, in honesty, probably the real reason that Dwayne and Jazza didn't respond to him. Also, whenever you make a video about a content creator, it's best to show clips as reference to best represent the topic at hand. And the only clip that Tech played in his expose video was a completely out of context clip.
Let's give a nigga a collab, dog. Come on, man. You know I'm good for it, man. I'll suck.
Never mind, he definitely did. I'd love to see your response, you stupid bitch.
Which, if you actually go find the video where he took it from and watch more of it, you'll better understand the clip.
Come on, man. You know I'm good for it, man. I'll suck. So if you're not any of those people, then you definitely should be listening to me. So let's get to it, shall we?
And going back to when Tech said that Don stole his style, anyone with a vague understanding of looking closely at a screen could clearly tell their styles apart. So Tech only made this video to throw shade where shade didn't belong. However, there is a lot of good and a lot of bad to Don's content. So I don't really recommend it unless you like hype culture and exaggerated stories.
And this nigga just unleashed the fucking beast.
Kevin, I am going to kill you. I am going to kill you!
However, I actually would recommend his older content. Up until about Worst Rejection, because he was slowly transitioning into the Sauce God persona. But you also had to keep in mind that most, if not all of his previous content is traced, and that since those videos are monetized, he is profiting on stolen artwork. So in that case, I would watch those videos with ad block on. But that's just me. So overall, Don's channel gets a 6 out of 10. Only because his recent persona might just be a phase, and we might go back to that goofy Don Hines that we didn't have much time to get to know.
Young Don the sauce god my ass. Nigga, how about you dust your fucking desk? So I was like, no, I am not gonna let 100,000 people see me as the dusty desk nigga.
And as for Tech, his channel gets a 4 out of 10. I mean, he needs to take time to focus and make his channel more concise. But as of now, his content is too scattered, so I can't say that I'd recommend it for later. Thank you for watching, and have a good morning or afternoon or night. I guess it all depends on when you're watching this.